A man is dead. His killer, though known, is not in custody. And this shooting happened in broad daylight in the parking lot of a Walmart in North Lauderdale. And, as to be expected in this age of hyper-surveillance, it was captured on video from multiple angles. And yet, no arrest. Now, this case has not even hit the docket yet, but it is still worth watching because there's a chance it may not. This case comes from North Lauderdale, a town that was originally grazing pasture for cows and horses, an agricultural area that came to life by the influx of families enamored by the Sun Belt. This case has also stirred a lot of debate online, and nothing is worse than having your very personal case tried in a very public manner, i.e., the court of public opinion online. And that is the state of this possibly pending case of an unidentified woman, the killer of fellow Walmart shopper Bart DiGuglielmo. Now, this video has been seen thousands of times by both licensed and armchair attorneys, all offering their pretrial verdict on whether or not this shooting constituted self-defense under Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Some argue against the decision the shooter made to exit her vehicle, brandish her weapon, and shoot. Others question DiGuglielmo's level of sanity by continuing to engage with and walk towards an armed individual. Was he out of his mind, or was he simply trying to disarm her to prevent violence? Was he approaching in an aggressive manner that created a sense of fear in the woman? Should she have stayed in the car? Did she have a legal requirement to stay in the car? Some argue she should have been arrested at the scene, though she wasn't. Many have an opinion, all with one question in the back of everyone's mind. Will Florida prosecutors actually file charges? Because despite what social media has already decided, this case isn't about whether someone died. It's about whether the state can prove this was not lawful self-defense. Now, what we know now is on June 30th, 2026, right before the 4th of July holiday, 62-year-old Bart DiGuglielmo and an unidentified woman became involved in an argument seemingly over a parking space outside Walmart. Now, I say seemingly because many times cases such as this, including road rage cases and the like, are more about ego than the actual roadway or parking space. It's about ego and yielding to the will of someone else even when you feel you're in the right. The video footage shows the woman holding a handgun while backing away. At different points, she can be heard telling him to walk away. He initially moves away before turning back towards her. Moments later, she fires a single shot. He later dies from his injuries. The woman remained at the scene, cooperated with deputies, and immediately tells investigators she acted in self-defense. She is not arrested. The Broward Sheriff's Office says the investigation will be forwarded to the state's attorney's office, where prosecutors will decide whether or not criminal charges are appropriate. This is where the internet opinion stops and the law begins. Florida doesn't charge people simply because someone died. Prosecutors have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the shooting was not legally justified. That means they're asking questions like, did she reasonably believe she faced imminent death or great bodily harm? Was deadly force actually necessary? Did the threat still exist the instant she pulled the trigger? And most importantly, can prosecutors convince 12 jurors that her claim of self-defense is false beyond a reasonable doubt, that's an extraordinarily high burden. And the video cuts both ways. The video is powerful evidence, but it doesn't point in just one direction. Some viewers see a man walking toward an armed woman who repeatedly tells him to leave. Others see a woman who introduced a firearm into what was nothing more than a verbal parking dispute. Those are two completely different stories. The prosecutor's job is deciding which one a jury is more likely to believe. And the video doesn't eliminate ambiguity. Sometimes it creates it. So evaluating this strictly as a charging decision is tricky because neither the yes nor no is obvious. The death favors prosecution. The self-defense claim favors the defense. The existence of multiple videos means prosecutors can't ignore the evidence, but they also can't ignore what those videos fail to show, which is what each person reasonably perceived in those final seconds. That's why no immediate arrest doesn't automatically mean the shooter is legally justified. It doesn't mean charges aren't coming either. It means prosecutors are doing what they're supposed to do. Slow it down. Review every frame. Test every witness statement. Then decide whether they can disprove self-defense beyond a reasonable doubt. And this case reminds us why criminal law isn't decided by viral clips. It's decided by statutes, evidence, burdens of proof. So, over the next several weeks, Broward prosecutors will have to answer a question that social media already thinks it has answered. Not whether or not someone died, but whether Florida can prove this shooting was a crime. And those are two very different questions. So, should the state file charges against the shooter, or was this just a case of self-defense?